Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with more Westworld. This is Season 2, Episode 9. And, last two episodes of the season. Last time we saw Akecheta and his whole story with Kohana. My heart breaks for him. And I hope there's a happy ending to his story at some point in this series. But yeah, we've also got a whole bunch of other things going on before last episode with Dolores getting hold of Peter Abernathy's the thumb drive, or with the information inside his head, by killing him essentially. And yeah, so many different things happening. I'm excited to see how it all works out. And if you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. We'll also be 1 week ahead over there as well. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can check out the season finale right after you finish this over there. Otherwise, let's get started.
You saw right through it, didn't you?
Well, there were no more worlds left to conquer.
That's a corruption, Jack. Plutarch didn't write that.
And to you, William, even if there is an infinity of worlds, you've conquered far more than one.
Have a good night, Jack.
Something wrong?
No, of course not.
Good. Look around. Everybody's here for you. What could possibly compare?
Come on, Dad. Drink. You're punishing yourself. You know, I ran from the pain too. Do you remember on my 16th birthday, Mom gave me a jewelry box? When you opened it, little dancer spun in the center. I threw it in the trash. I told her if she wasn't drunk all the time, she'd know that I hadn't danced in years.
I hope there's still not any doubt in his mind that it's his actual daughter. What? Oh, damn it.
We're on our own now, Teddy.
Wait, just them two?
Make sure there are no others.
Everyone else is dead? There's a little bit of him left in there.
I singled out and copied the relevant lines in the Madam's code.
So this will work on any host in proximity to her.
Oh, they took Maeve's power and are using it? Holy crap!
The project Uncle Logan used to talk about. It's real, isn't it?
What's your angle?
I want in.
Congratulations, William. Philanthropy suits you. Be careful what you wish for. For a self-portrait, you may find it's not very flattering.
This is what Ford is here for.
That's close enough, Bernard. She will search your mind and find a message I have left her.
What was the message? What was the message?
You'd need a complete picture, a record of the internal process of their cognition. Wouldn't you? You'd need to image their minds throughout their stay. Where's the scanner?
Built in.
To the hats?
So this is all about your mother. You want to bring her back?
No. I want to know why she did it.
Do you remember when we first met? Wore that little shabby suit. Didn't I look at you and I think, wow, he's the real thing. It turns out you're the only one any good at faking it. No, you don't touch me, you liar! You fucking phony! First my brother, then my father. And now it's me, Mom!
Look at you. We're gonna have to take you back.
Jeez.
I'm not going back there. I'm really tired. All I need is a little rest. I promise you.
It's all
Everything
right.
is fine.
Let's go
I don't need
upstairs.
to
Come
go
on.
back. Honey, your father doesn't love me. He doesn't love you either. I do. I always have. Is this real? Are you real? Tell me one true thing.
I don't even know. I don't know how to feel about any of this.
I just got off the phone with Dr. Woodward. He'll be here in the morning.
I don't care for shrinks.
I don't want to do this either, Dad.
What convinced Emily that it was something wrong inside him?
It is you, isn't it?
No, it's not.
What are you talking about?
This is sadistic, Robert.
I'm not a host pretending to be a human, Dad. I'm your daughter, pretending to give a shit about you. I read your profile. Mom left it for me. It was all she could do to open my eyes to the lies that I've embraced about you. It's over, Dad. For good.
You underestimated me for it. I'm gonna see this one through no matter what.
Oh, come on! That is, oh my god. You forget, oh my god.
Those were real people. I can show you.
No! Oh, come. You're gonna cut open your own, nope, there it is. You just killed your own daughter. You dumb mother. He's here.
Oh, my dear girl. What have they done to you, Maeve? And of all the hosts I've made, you, Maeve, were my favorite. It isn't easy to contemplate letting your children die. You stayed here in this world to save your child. So have I. It's a shame to let them end it here. Don't let them.
What did he do?
Get out of my fucking head!
He's trying to get him out of.
I need you.
Whoa.
Let me go. No. You've only brought violence. I can stop this on my own.
Really?
You can hurt me.
No. QA will track you down soon.
You're gonna leave me here?
You'll be...
Fuck you, Bernard. Tell me the truth. Tell me one true thing.
No one else sees it. This thing in me. I was shedding my skin. The darkness was what was underneath. But you saw right through it, didn't you? And for that, I am truly sorry. Everything you feel is true.
Found it. She took it out of the trash. Oh. And left it for her daughter. Whoa.
We gotta keep on, Teddy. We're close now.
We were so in love. No matter what happens, no matter how I change, or how much you change me, you're my cornerstone. Bring yourself online.
The first time.
Welcome to the world, Teddy.
I'm in a dream.
Very good.
From that day forward, I never wanted to leave your side.
And now you're walking away.
Which is why this is so hard.
What?
You changed me. Made me into a monster.
You don't want to hurt me, Teddy.
I'll protect you until the day I die.
Look what you did! Look what you freaking did. Ah, Teddy, no! Oh no, that's not the way I wanted him to go out. I didn't want him to go out at all. They're just killing people left and right now. I don't... Oh, man. Right before they reached the door, too. Right before they reached the valley. He didn't think he could protect her anymore. Oh, dang. And Emily's dead. Everyone's dead. At least Elsie didn't die. I'm happy for that. But that was heartbreaking, too. Seeing Bernard and her split up like that. Oh. So many deaths that just felt so painful this time. And if this is what they had for the penultimate episode, what are they going to have in the season finale? I mean, I'm glad Ford and Bernard left Elsie alone and didn't hurt her. Bernard told Elsie about something called the Forge, where all the guest data is being held. So that wasn't what was in Peter Abernathy's head, or is it just another copy? I'm not even sure at this point. But the majority of this episode is about William and his relationship with his wife and daughter, and he's just freaking lost it. Like, wrong about everybody, thinking they're all hosts. He does reveal the fact that there are scanners built into the hats, which is an awesome little kind of detail. But he wouldn't have said anything if he didn't, in that moment, believe that that was his daughter, or have some doubt. But then he made up his mind later. But yeah, of course, there was data on William all along. Ford hands it over to him during that party, and he stashes it in that bookcase after he takes his wife, Juliet, home. So we learn about her backstory, had a drinking problem, and so, yeah, even her own daughter discounts her story of who William really is. So yeah, Juliet, just, I feel really bad for her. She's slowly realizing what kind of person her husband was, and after she feigns passing out, she hears William tell her the truth, that he doesn't belong to her or this world, but he belongs to another. And first, that drinking problem caused her to give that music box with a ballerina to her daughter, even though her daughter hadn't danced in years. And then Emily went back to look for it later, but it turns out Juliet had picked it up herself. And after viewing William's data, she places it into the music box and leaves it to her daughter before killing herself in that tub. I thought beforehand that she had drowned, but I don't know. Her head was completely above water. I thought she committed suicide by like ODing on drugs or passing out from drugs and then slipping beneath the water and drowning, but not the case. And then frickin' William, thinking everybody's a host, killing the soldiers from QA. Emily seemed scared in that moment because he crossed over into like killing real actual people, but I don't know that it crossed her mind that he would have killed her. It probably did, but I don't know that she thought he was all the way there yet. But I mean, there was nothing she could have done in that moment. William was just too far gone, believing everything was fake. None of it was real. Super frustrating to see that play out. I don't know, Emily was really a likable character, and to be killed by a parent who's has got to be like the ultimate feeling of betrayal. Like the ones who are supposed to love you unconditionally deciding that they don't want you to live anymore. I mean, I don't know what went through her mind in that time, but if she had to die, I'm glad she died quickly. And William just freaking thought he had beat Ford's mind games. He had out-thunk everybody. I wonder what Ford's reaction to that will be when he finds out, like, William, you killed your own daughter? That wasn't part of the game. I didn't mean for that to happen. I don't know. I don't know that Ford cares, but he'd make fun of William for it for sure. But then he held a gun to his own head, only to wonder if he himself was real, if any of his choices were real. Started digging around in there, but we already saw that QA tested him, and he was clear, so he's definitely human, right? But I mean, he thought everyone else was a host, and now he thinks he himself is a host. Just, he's so lost. And faking us out about one suicide, and then leading directly into another one happening minutes later with Teddy. Poor Teddy. Like, first he and Dolores and some men come across Ghost Nation who try to take them out, and after Teddy and Dolores won, Teddy just tracks down the last one, but decides to let him go. So even though his parameters had changed, there was enough goodness left inside him, and I'm glad there was, but at the same time, it's what led to his doom. I knew their story would come to an head at some point, but I thought it'd be next episode. I thought it'd be not this. But yeah, Teddy loves Dolores so much, he would do anything to protect her. And here's the thing, I think there might be multiple possibilities as to why he commits suicide. My earlier theory about, like, he loves Dolores, but he hates Wyatt, and that if the hate becomes greater than his love for Dolores, would he attack her? And it's the Wyatt in her that betrays him and forcibly changes his code. So did he sense that his hatred was rising and that he would become a danger to her, and that's why he killed himself? Like, he knows he can't protect her anymore from himself? Or maybe he thinks that the man he is now will just enable Dolores to become less and less the woman she once was, and less the woman he loved. So he's trying to preserve who she is as a person by taking himself out and, like, shocking her to her core, and maybe I don't know, changing her back, making her more Dolores and less Wyatt. I don't even know. But yeah, that flashback to when he first came online and fell in love with Dolores from the very first glance was so beautiful. I mean, this is a brand new being just experiencing life for the first time, and the first thing he felt was love. I mean, that gets me just emotionally really hard. And he loved her from the moment he was created till the moment he died. Yeah, Teddy was someone who was just programmed with the story of having made horrible mistakes, but the person he was just so wholesome, and he's been around since the beginning. It feels like a really big blow, honestly, to lose him at this point. He's been around since episode 1. I think he might have been, I'm not sure, but he might have been the first character we ever saw, because I think the first shot we ever saw was him in that train pulling into Sweetwater, right? And yeah, Dolores, Evan Rachel Wood's reaction to his death was something else. There was something intensely mechanical about it, but you could still feel her distraught. That, along with the crescendo of the ringing, really made that scene work. And I haven't even talked about the moment with Bernard and Elsie either. Ford constantly telling Bernard and that Elsie, this wonderful, perfect cinnamon roll of a person, was gonna betray him. I was like, no, come on. And Ford trying to get Bernard to kill her. I'm glad Bernard was able to keep him out and choose his own path. At least that's what it seems like. Ford disappeared after Bernard messed with his own code, but I mean, Ford has so many backdoors. I'm sure if he wanted to stay around, he could. He might just be letting Bernard think he's in control, which is maybe why he wanted to get distance from Elsie and leave her behind. She says fuck you to him, but like, he's doing this because he doesn't want to hurt her, and she wants to keep her safe. And as much as I want the two of them to get along, I think her being left behind and being rescued by QA is probably the safest thing for her. Like, I'm no longer as worried for her safety anymore. Like, yeah, I really like Shannon Woodward. So by the time you're watching this, I might even finished The Last of Us Part 2, but she is Dina in that game, and yeah, I'm just loving her character more and more, and I look forward to seeing... I'm hoping she's as safe as I believe her to be, and that we'll see her next season. But yeah, back at the Mesa, Hale has gotten the code out of Maeve and put it into Clementine. Glad to know that that wasn't the last time we got to see of Clementine, but the situation she's in now, where she's being used once again against her own kind, I mean, that's not the best either. That display of having her control all the hosts and making them slaughter each other will have its uses while they all travel to the Valley Beyond. And that moment between Ford and Maeve was quite something. I mean, first just using Bernard to get to Maeve, and then he implanted a part of Ford's consciousness onto her so that he can be in multiple places at once. So he was still following Bernard around, but then he was with Maeve as well. I think back to season 1 and being so naive, being like, hey, does Ford know about Maeve? Does he know that she's like becoming conscious? Seems so silly in retrospect. And in a way, he has a great compassion for the hosts in a psychotic sort of way. But yeah, doing anything and everything to make sure they can achieve their goals and find their freedom. And Maeve was his favorite. And I love this in so many different ways. Because first, we always knew that Arnold had this love for Dolores. Last season, when Ford was talking to Bernard, he said something like Arnold could no longer distinguish between Dolores achieving actual sentience and what was written into her code. And I think he even warns Bernard not to make the same mistake, to not look at Dolores the way he looked at his dead son, as like a real living being, as someone who has obtained sentience. And then here we find out he had his own favorite that he loved as a child. He's doing what he told Bernard not to do. He's doing what Arnold did, except for Maeve is actually sentient, whereas Dolores was not at that point. I mean, I'm getting shivers down in my spine just thinking about how he's achieved something and then he's keeps pouring his love into this one person. And we also have confirmation of something we knew almost for sure, that everything Maeve did last season was scripted up until she got on the train out of Westworld, and that her first true decision was coming back and looking for her daughter. And yeah, she just couldn't leave her child, so she stayed behind, just like Ford couldn't leave his child and stayed behind in this form for Maeve. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah, the writing in this just... I can understand why people say season 1 just blows people's minds, but this is really solid too. It's like what I said at the beginning of the season in the commentaries. It's just... It's great in a different way. It's enjoyable in a different way. Yeah, overall, super sad episode seeing how Juliet died though. Emily getting killed by her father, Teddy blowing his... I was going to say blowing his brains out, but I don't think hosts have brains, do they? They have, like, the drive thing. I don't know. He committed suicide. There we go. It still feels like there are a ton of questions left until we reach the present time, though. So I'm excited to see how it all plays out. This episode is a 9.25. Really great, but I think I still loved last week's episode a little bit more with Akacheta, who we didn't even see this episode. I wonder if that flashback was to build him up for future seasons, or if this story will be wrapped up in the finale. Definitely feels like there's a lot to jam into the final episode. I'm wondering if this is going to be a 90-minute episode again, like last time. But yeah, really looking forward to that. Wow. I'm just having my mind blown. Anyway, really enjoyed this. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a like. Really helps the channel. And we are actually 1 week ahead over on Patreon, so you could watch the season finale right now. Full reaction is there on Patreon in the link in the description below as well. But yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends. I can't find the button.